final score now. World Cup fever might have gripped the nation in the last 24 hours, but the final score studio is very much focused on domestic league matters. Steve Claridge, Matt Holland and Les Ferdinand have enjoyed a scintillating afternoon of football. They can't wait to share their thoughts with you. But first, let's head around the matches in the Premier League. We're going to start at Upton Park and a goal fest in the second half. Roger Johnson can tell us all about it.
It's West Ham United 0, Manchester United 4, and on the ground which has seen more Premier League goals than any other, 30 before today, the champions are cruising. Their first goal, Paul Scholes' 99th in the top flight, was the belated highlight of an otherwise lacklustre opening half. The second, made by the evergreen Giggs, was the third of the week for youngster Darren Gibson. Meanwhile, 2 goals in less than 2 minutes just a couple of moments ago have put United well and truly in control. The first across from the left, tapped in by Antonio Valencia. And then the fourth goal for United, Valencia this time the provider, crossing from the right and tapped in by Wayne Rooney. Michael Owen is on from the bench for United, who have lost Gary Neville with a groin strain, while Rob Green, the England goalkeeper, has also just gone off for West Ham. United should have the points wrapped up here. The attention turns back to Chelsea then as they kick off later against Manchester City. 4-0 the champions lead here.
Well, that's 2 England goalkeepers off today. Chris Kirkland also injured. Let's go to the DW Stadium for goal news. Birmingham City have made a great comeback. Which way is this goal gone, Richard Askham?
Yes, Gabby, Birmingham City have just got a third goal. Sebastian Larsson with an excellent curling free kick, curling past Mike Pollitt, on for the injured Chris Kirkland. Before that, Larsson had put Birmingham 2 up with he equalised with a free kick that rather sneaked in, and Christian Benitez had got the second, a breakaway goal for Birmingham. This after Wigan had played some excellent football in the first half. Charles and Zogby are giving them the lead, but Birmingham have fought their way back and they lead by 3-1.
OK, let's go to the Emirates now. David Garrido watching the visit of Stoke. How's this one going?
Well, it's Arsenal 1, Stoke 0. It should be more, but Andre Arshavin has been at the centre of everything for the Gunners this afternoon. Not only did he score the goal which separates the sides thanks to superb interplay with Cesc Fabregas and a classy side-footed finish, but shortly before that he earned a penalty which Fabregas had saved. Not enough for you? Well, Arshavin has also had a shot deflected onto the crossbar, and he's playing up front on his own. No doubt it is a massive shame that he won't be parading his talents at the World Cup next year. Stoke, well, they're being overrun in midfield. They've created very little, and even the long ball tactic isn't working. It's one-way traffic, and it's Arsenal 1, Stoke 0.
Rafa Benitez said that Liverpool's season could have turned with their win in the Merseyside derby. How's it looking at Ewood Park for them? Damien Johnson.
Well, it's 0-0, an instantly forgettable first half with barely a shot on target. Much better since then. There's a real zest about Liverpool all of a sudden. Steven Gerrard on his 500th appearance has been the catalyst. And the substitute, rattled the crossbar after a surging run from Glenn Johnson a moment ago, and Robinson produced a great save from the rebound. And McCarthy's gone close for Blackburn. Liverpool on top, but it could go either way, this one.
Celtic can go back to the top of the table tonight. They're 3-0 up. Samaras' second of the game against Aberdeen. Rangers won at lunchtime, beating Falkirk to take the lead, but it looks like Celtic going back to the top. Let's go to Villa Park. Hull, the visitors, haven't won there for a very, very long time, and it's not looking like they're going to break that historical fact today, Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, 42 years, in fact, since they last got a victory here in only 1 win in 12 attempts, believe it or not. But back to the present day. Comfortable for Villa again, done in oceans of space, rifled high early in the game into the net for the opener. Milner cleverly lobbed the stranded Duke for number 2. Fagan has struck an upright in this second half as Hull pressed to retrieve something, but spare a thought for poor Jimmy Bullard, who was in tears as he limped away with yet another injury in the first half. But Villa in control here and on course for their first clean sheet in 10 Premier League games, 2-0.
We understand Jimmy Bullard is at knee and back injury. We're not sure exactly how serious it is just yet. Let's go to Molineux. Andrew James, we said this was a 6-pointer, a relegation dogfight already, and it's the home side who are in the ascent.
Yes, Wolves 2, Bolton 0, Gabby. It's been a very direct performance from Wolves. They were 1 up inside a couple of minutes. Jody Craddock, the centre-back, with his 4th goal of the season, reacting most quickly to a free kick. And then a stunning goal from the Serbian Miljas at the start of the second half have really killed off Bolton. They've been very poor. They're without Kevin Davies today. And spare a thought for Gary Megson. Not 1, but 2 sets of fans suggesting he'll be getting his P45 come Monday morning. Wolves, of course, big rivals of Megson's former club, West Bromwich Albion. It's Wolves 2, Bolton 0.
And QPR 1, Middlesbrough 4 now. Gary O'Neill with Middlesbrough's 4th. They were in 10th going into this one. QPR in 5th, but it looks like it's going to be Gordon Strachan's first win as Middlesbrough boss. Now, there was a lunchtime kick-off at Fratton Park in the Premier League where Burnley were the visitors. Avram Grant looking for his first win as manager there. John Roeder was watching.
A highly important victory for Portsmouth, earned by 2 second-half goals against a Burnley side whose miserable away record now becomes 1 point from 8 fixtures on the road. Herman Hreidarsson put Portsmouth in front with a low drive from an angle. The points assured when Aruna Dindan headed in a second. Huge relief for the Ivory Coast striker, who had a first-half penalty saved by Jensen. Hreidarsson having been fouled in the area by Elliott, a highly debatable decision as there appeared to be no contact. Burnley felt justice was served with Jensen's save. They leave here after a poor performance, no nearer to resolving their problems away from Turf Moor.
OK, let's talk about Manchester United. We looked in the first half at this one and you were saying, you know, this could go either way. Suddenly there's 4 goals to the good, Manchester United, but it's the veterans, isn't it, who are getting them out of trouble?
Yeah, exactly. For 45 minutes we looked and we couldn't see where Man United were going to get a goal, and then it was one of the old heads, Paul Scholes, chests the ball down and hits a left-foot shot that's unstoppable into the top corner with a bit of swerve on it. Green had no chance, and then from then on, Ryan Giggs took over, started orchestrating things in midfield, set up Gibson for the second, and from there...
Ryan Giggs equalling Gary Speed's record of 535 Premier League appearances today as an outfield player. And let's talk about the England players, Matt, who seem to have come a cropper today. 2 goalkeepers. Yeah. Obviously, you've got Robert Green and Chris Kirkland, and then you've got Jimmy Bullard as well, and Gary Neville, you mentioned in the Manchester United match.
I guess the one you fear for most is Jimmy Bullard, because he's had such serious injury with his knee. We think it is actually the other knee. But, you know, you really feel for him. 2 goalkeepers. I don't think Chris Kirkland would actually be going to the World Cup, I don't think, if everyone's fit. Rob Green would. So that's a concern. And Gary Neville, I mean, he's had a fair few injuries himself as well, and you could see it was his groin. It looks like it'd be a long-term one as well.
Two positions where England, you would say, aren't blessed with a lot of strength in depth. So, you know,
this is going to be the story, though, isn't it, for the World Cup now?
Yeah, I mean, not very much on the periphery, all 4 of those, but 2 of the positions that they occupy, you know, as I say, England aren't over-strong in those positions. OK, let's move to Molineux now for some goal news. Are Bolton getting back into this one, Andrew James?
They are, Gabby. They've got a goal back for their substitute, Johan Almander. It was an absolute calamity for Wolves in defence. Virtually every Wolves player, outfield and goalkeeper Hanneman, involved in that 6-yard box. Hanneman seemed to push Cahill, but before the referee, Chris Foy, could get the whistle to his mouth for a penalty, Almander smashed it into the back of the net. Bolton back in it, perhaps. It's Wolves 2, Bolton 1.
Well, there was an East Midlands derby at lunchtime in the Championship. Third played 4th at the City Ground. Naz Premji was there.
Nottingham Forest 5, Leicester City 1. This East Midlands derby was over after half an hour, by which point the home side were 2 up thanks to a double strike from Robert Earnshaw. The Welsh striker completed his hat-trick early in the second half. Paul Anderson and Dele Adibola added goals 4 and 5 as the Foxes' normally very tight defence fell apart like a pack of cards. The only chink of light for the Foxes, an Andy King penalty, but make no mistake, the visitors were outclassed by their local rivals. It's finished here, Nottingham Forest 5, Leicester City 1.
Of course, you can see all those goals on the Football League show tonight after Match of the Day on BBC One. Now let's head around the Championship to St James's Park first. The Championship leaders at home to Watford. They're a man down, but a goal to the good, Steve Sutton.
Yes, they are. They lead by that first half goal from Peter Lovenkrands. But if they're going to get all 3 points, it's going to be the hard way, because Kevin Nolan was sent off early in this second half, and it's been a rearguard action ever since then. Helgeson's seen 2 shots just go wide of posts for Watford. Cleverly's had a shot pushed around the post by Harper. Danny Graham also went close, but it's Newcastle 1, Watford 0.
Let's go to Pride Park. Derby have taken 90% of their points at home this season. Are they going to earn more today, Jackie Oatley?
It looks like it, but Albion aren't giving up just yet. The only goal so far was an excellent one from Paul Dickoff towards the end of the first half. He turned Meite on the edge of the box and rifled the ball in off the underside of the crossbar. It came just as Derby had taken control of the game. West Brom had the better of the first half hour of it. Moore had the ball in the back of the net, but he was flagged offside. In the second half, Albion have been pressing, but Olsen had a great chance for them, headed onto the top of the net, but it's still Derby 1, West Brom 0.
3 red cards in 2 minutes at Queen of the South. An eventful afternoon there, you'd think. OK, let's go to Loftus Road, where Gordon Strachan's looking for his first win as manager of Middlesbrough. And it's going well, Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes.
It is. I can't see if he's smiling, but I presume he is. They are winning 4-1 here at QPR. They took the lead early in the first half from Stoke lone striker Dave Kitson, scoring his 3rd goal in 2 games. Shortly after the break, Leroy Lita made it 2-0 from the penalty spot. QPR immediately hit back when 32nd sub Patrick Agyemang scored past the Borough keeper. But it looks like Borough are going to win. 2 more goals late in the second half here. Second for Lita, and a comedy rebound off Gary O'Neill mean that the 2 sides could actually switch positions. Middlesbrough could go up to 5th after this game. With 10 minutes left, it's QPR 1, Middlesbrough 4.
Let's head up to Blackpool, and it's starting to look like Fortress Bloomfield Road, James Mason.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Gabby. So where do I go from here? Blackpool 1, Barnsley 0. The Seaside is leading through Charlie Adams' 7th goal of the season, coming from the penalty spot too after Carl Dickinson handled. Barnsley being completely outplayed. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 0.
Thank you very much, James. Let's go to the Emirates Stadium. We've got some goal news. David Garrido, which way's it gone?
And it's gone to the home side. The points look safe here. Aaron Ramsey managing to latch onto a quick layoff and advancing towards the box. A wonderful finish as well with the outside of his right boot. Good interplay again within the Arsenal midfield. And Ramsey has his 2nd goal of the season. It's Arsenal 2, Stoke 0.
Not a huge surprise, the way things were going in the first half, that they're going to secure the 3 points, Matt.
No, but they'll be very thankful to get a second, because Stoke have had 1 or 2 little moments where they could have got a goal, but Arsenal have pressed, and it really should have been 4 or 5 this game. OK, we've got some goal news from London Road, the bottom side in the Championship. Tony Lockwood.
Well, Gabby, the bottom side in the Championship, Peterborough were in front thanks to a hugely significant goal from Chris Weltdell, much improved since the restart. But Paulo Sousa brought on Dyer, brought on Trundle and Cottrell, and it's Lee Trundle back at Swansea. Another spell with the club off the bench with devastating effect. Left foot finish to tie it up at 1-1.
Cardiff City have just lost 3 on the bounce. Can they turn around their fortunes today at home to Preston North End? Jason Mohammed.
Gabby, 5 minutes to go. Cardiff City 1, Preston North End 0. City were thumped 6-0 at Deepdale in April, a result that cost them a playoff place, and they began nervously. North End much the better team in the first half. The 30 minutes in the second half largely forgettable until Chris Berg lit up the Cardiff City Stadium with a terrific left foot shot into the top corner. Jay Bothroyd, substitute Ross McCormack and Paul Quinn all should have scored in the past few minutes. Cardiff City have not won in 4 games, but they've been terrific since the goal. It's Cardiff City 1, Preston North End 0.
Now, before today, Crystal Palace had only lost once in 12 matches. Let's go to Selhurst Park. John Anderson, how's it looking?
Looks like they're going to lose here, Gabby. Doncaster are close to their first away win of the season. On loan top scorer Billy Sharp converted James Chambers' cross for a half-time lead. Palace then dominated the opening 15 minutes of the second half. Alan Lee hit the bar with a header, but a slick move at the other end, culminating in Martin Wood's precise finish, looks to have put the visitors out of sight. It's Crystal Palace 0, Doncaster Rovers 2.
Important goal news in the Championship at Pride Park. Jackie Oatley.
West Bromwich Albion have equalised in controversial circumstances. Excellent play down the right wing by Chris Brunt. He crossed the ball in right-footed for Simon Cox to bundle the ball home from close range. But the Derby supporters are absolutely fuming, as are the players. They think that Cox handled the ball into the back of the net. Imagine that happening. It's Derby County 1, West Brom 1.
Second in League Two, Bournemouth have just scored at home to Shrewsbury. Let's go to Bloomfield Road. We thought it was a fortress. James Mason, what's happened?
Yeah, the fortress is under threat. Barnsley have equalised through Bobby Hassel, probably the smallest player on the pitch, heading home from a corner. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 1.
OK, let's go to St James's Park. More goal news. Has it gone to the Championship's top side, Steve Sutton?
Yes, it has. Newcastle 2, Watford 0, and an absolute screamer from second-half substitute Fabrice Pancrate. Apologies to him if the pronunciation's not right, but I shouldn't think he matters for 1 second. He got the ball just inside the box. He swivelled, he took aim, took the shot. It thundered in off the underside of the crossbar. 10-man Newcastle 2, Watford 0.
And if things stay as they are in the Championship at the moment, Newcastle will go 4 points clear tonight. If things stay as they are at Ewood Park, Liverpool will drop down to 6th. Damien Johnson.
It's still 0-0. Couldn't predict which way it's going to go. Even now, with 2 minutes remaining, is a record season record crowd here, 29,660 by the way. Gerrard went close for Liverpool, a header which went across the face of goal. There was no on-rushing striker to tap it in. A rush of blood from Robinson saw half a chance for Ngo. At the other end, Grella flashed a shot just wide. It's very tight as Mascherano squares up to Nzonzi on the halfway line. It's 0-0.
Has David Gold seen enough at the Valley to invest his fortune? Mark Bishop, how's it looking for the home side?
I think he's been very impressed so far. Gabby, Charlton 1, Southend United 0. Phil Parkinson's side looking set to continue their unbeaten home record with a convincing display against the disjointed Southend side. Dion Burton's death close-range header, the deciding factor so far in front of a good crowd, more than 17,000 at the Valley, with David Gold watching from the director's box. Clock ticking down, Charlton 1, Southend United 0.
Well, just a few miles away at Selhurst Park, the home side were 2-0 down. Are they making a late comeback, John Anderson?
No, they're not, Gabby. Doncaster look to have wrapped it up. It's 3-0 now. James Hayter with the third goal, skipping neatly into the 18-yard box and beating the hapless Julius Speroni, who previously had kept clean sheets in both their last 2 home games. Not today. Crystal Palace 0, Doncaster 3.
Mark Webber's been watching the top side in League Two, Rochdale-Macclesfield at Spotland Stadium. How's it looking?
Well, you know, Gabby, Rochdale are the Susan Boyle of the Football League, slightly unfashionable and have been waiting ages for a bit of glory. But today's score offers some hope of a Dale promotion this season. A feisty game. Will Atkinson and Scott Wiseman's tap-ins came within 3 minutes of each other to score the 2 goals. Macclesfield down to 10 men now. Sean Brisley sent off after flooring Chris O'Grady.
It was Wigan 1, Birmingham City 3 at the DW Stadium, but there's been a goal. Is it a late comeback, Richard Askham?
It could be, Gabby. It's a goal for Wigan. I tell you what, I've seen some terrific strikes today, and this was another one. Jordi Gomez, left-footed free kick just outside the box, curling away from Joe Hart, and it's given Wigan a sniff. Wigan 2, Birmingham 3.
There's a penalty at Villa Park. Ivan Gaskell, who's won it?
It's Villa who've won it. They're yet to take it. Ashley Young was sprinting through. He was, in fairness, going away from goal at some pace, but Matt Duke unseated Ashley Young, and well, the referee, Mr. Atwell, had no real doubts. Now John Carew has come on as a second half substitute for Emil Heskey, who failed with a couple of opportunities when he was on the pitch. Can Carew, the substitute, make it a really emphatic 3-0 victory for Villa in the dying seconds here? Carew's waiting for the whistle. He steps up now. 1, 2, 3, bang. You'll hear the cheers. It'll tell you the story. Villa 3, Hull 0.
OK, some goal news at Bloomfield Road. James Mason, which way has it gone?
Unbelievable, Gabby. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2. Andy Gray scoring for the Tykes from the penalty spot. The Fortress well and truly under threat. Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2.
And they haven't lost at home this season yet. Blackpool, looks like that one might be going. Let's go to Celtic Park. Brian McLaughlin, are they going back to the top of the table tonight?
It's so easy for Celtic. They lead by 3 goals to 0 with just a minute left of stoppage time. World Cup bound striker Scott McDonald and a double from George Samaras on target. Only Jamie Langfield and indeed the woodwork have denied Celtic a more emphatic victory. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0.
OK, let's go to Molineux and see whether Andrew James thinks Bolton can get an equaliser in this one.
Well, they should have had one just a few seconds ago, Gabby. They were really pushing hard. It was a manic scramble. Hanneman seemed to be beaten, but in the end, Tamir Cohen couldn't get the ball in for Bolton. So it looks as if Mick McCarthy is going to claim only his 5th win in 52 attempts as a top-flight manager, and that includes his time with Sunderland, of course. Wolves hanging on, but they lead 2-1.
Well, he's waited in the rain all afternoon, but finally Hamish Marshall has a goal to tell us about at Home Park.
And it's gone to Sheffield United. They lead Plymouth by a goal to 0, and James Harper with a shot from the edge of the penalty area, which rifled into the net. Looks as if it may have got 3 points for Sheffield United, and a 3rd successive win after stalemate. They lead 1-0.
The final whistle has gone at Ewood Park, and Damien Johns has been watching a match which now sees Liverpool 12 points off the leaders. Played a game more as well, Damien.
Yes, points dropped for Liverpool. It's Blackburn 0, Liverpool 0. A forgettable first half, an altogether more entertaining second. Largely Liverpool inspired by captain Steven Gerrard on his 500th appearance for the club. Substitute David Ngo rattled the crossbar after Glenn Johnson's rampaging run, and goalkeeper Robinson brilliantly saved the rebound. At the other end, Franco Di Santo was lively all second half for Blackburn. Squandered a couple of really good chances, the best of which was when he sprung the offside trap, was through on goal but then lost his nerve. Sam Allardyce has returned. He watched the game from the director's box. I'm sure Blackburn will be happier with a point than Liverpool. 0-0 it finished.
Do they deserve that point? Was it 2 points dropped, or were they lucky to hang on in the end?
No, I don't think either side did enough. There wasn't enough in the game to say that either side had done enough to win that one. Liverpool, I think, 12 games into the season, and Steven Gerrard is talking about we're playing for 4th. I mean, after last season, it's a bit of a come down, isn't it?
OK, we've got some goal news. Let's go to London Road. Tony Lockwood, is it a winner for the home side?
It's a winner surely for Swansea, and what an introduction from the substitutes bench by Lee Trundle, having cancelled out the goal from Chris Whelpdale. It's Trundle from the edge of the area, same finish, left foot, and Swansea surely have taken the points against the Championship's basement club. Peterborough 1, Swansea 2.
No win yet for Mark Cooper there. Let's go to Celtic Park. The final whistle's gone. Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, it's cruise control for Celtic. They've won by 3-0. Scott McDonald just 6 minutes before half-time. Then man of the match, Georgios Samaras with a double in the second half. Aberdeen down to 10 men when Gerald Ifall was sent off on the hour mark. Celtic back on top of the SPL table. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0.
Brian Laws under big pressure ahead of this one at Hillsborough today. Alan Biggs, that won't have eased.
Yes, big pressure on Brian Laws. Could this be the end of his 3-year reign even tonight? Sheffield Wednesday 0, Reading 2. His players have done little for him apart from effort, and he's in no doubt that his job could be on the line. Reading the better side throughout, finally confirming it with goals from Gregors Raziak and Khalifa Cisse. Wednesday with little against that. Wednesday 0, Reading 2.
Historic win for Birmingham City at the DW Stadium, and the final whistle's gone. Richard Askham.
Yes, Gabby, it's finished. Wigan 2, Birmingham 3. Quite a fight back this from Birmingham, who were rather outplayed in the first half, lit up by a terrific curling shot from Charles Nzogbia. But after the break, the visitors picked themselves up and came storming back. The 2 free kicks from Sebastian Larsson, the first fortunate, the second a real cracker, either side of a Christian Benitez breakaway. And Nzogbia and Wigan were terrific before the break, but rather broke down after that. Gomez with a late Wigan consolation, but it's now 6 games unbeaten for Alex McLeish's Birmingham.
And it's Birmingham's first win at Wigan in their 6th. OK, some goal news, some very late goal news at London Road. Tony Lockwood.
Almost the last kick of the match. Aaron McLean has equalised. Lee Trundle had scored twice for Swansea, but Mark Cooper, Peterborough's new manager, has a point, courtesy of McLean's goal, 5 minutes into stoppage time. 2-2 it finished.
And more late goal news, this time at Pride Park. Jackie Oatley, which way's this one gone?
West Bromwich Albion look to have won it 3.5 minutes into added time. There's only 20 seconds remaining. Graham Dorrans, who's an excellent Scottish midfielder for West Bromwich Albion, has been superb for them this afternoon, although he could have been sent off earlier in the game. Left-footed strike inside the penalty area. Fantastic finish. Derby are absolutely devastated. They've competed so well, but it looks as though it's going to finish Derby County 1, West Bromwich Albion 2.
West Brom now 2 points off Newcastle United at the top of the Championship. It's all over at Molineux, and you can see what it means to those Wolves players. Andrew James, we said, 6-pointer, relegation scrap, and you can see the relief there.
Yes, it was exactly that, Gabby. Wolves 2, Bolton 1, the final score. And Wolves' first win since mid-September, but they really were making hard work of it against a poor Bolton side who came within a whisker of pinching a point in a frantic ending. A goal up inside a couple of minutes at the start through Jody Craddock. Victory seemed guaranteed when their Serbian midfielder Milias scored a marvellous second goal. But as Wolves eased off, Bolton found their only real form of the game. Substitute Elmander pulled one back. There were 3 clear chances in the closing minutes for Bolton to draw or even win the match. But Wolves hung on. They've beaten Bolton by 2-1.
Let's go to Loftus Road, and it's all over, but it's all just beginning, is it, for Gordon Strachan, his first win as manager of Middlesbrough, thwarting QPR's chances of moving up the table this evening. Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes.
I would imagine Gordon Strachan is a very relieved man. The last time these two sides met was 11 years ago. Then QPR won 5-0. Now they have lost 5-1 to Middlesbrough here at Loftus Road today. The last goal was from Mark Yates, a lovely overhead ball from Dave Kitson on the halfway line, and Yates took it on his own around a couple of defenders and just slotted it home. So here at full time at Loftus Road, QPR 1, Middlesbrough 5.
There's more goal news at Pride Park. They haven't got an equaliser, have they, Jackie Oatley?
They have. This is an absolutely extraordinary game. There was only 20 minutes of added time, seconds of added time remaining, but the referee added on a few more seconds for the goal celebration, and Derby have equalised right at the end of the game. There's surely no time for West Brom to come back now. It was a cross from the right-hand side, headed in by DJ Campbell, right on the goal line. Extraordinary match, highly controversial. There'll be plenty to look at on the Football League show tonight. Derby County 2, West Bromwich Albion 2.
And I imagine that news would have gone down very, very well indeed at St James's Park. Steve Sutton, it's all over there, isn't it?
It is. It's Newcastle 2, Watford 0. Newcastle took the lead in the first half through Peter Lovenkrantz, a fortunate opening goal. Then they had Kevin Nolan send off right at the start of the second half. It was a rearguard action then until Fabrice Pancrate came on late on in the second half as a substitute, and his absolute belter put Newcastle's unbeaten home record beyond doubt. Newcastle 2, Watford 0.
Well, Newcastle can thank Dudley Campbell, for a 4-point lead tonight at the top of the Championship. And let's move to Villa Park. Ivan Gaskell, Aston Villa now up to 5th in the table.
Yes, Gabby, Villa 3, Hull City 0. Hull still without an away win since March. They haven't won here in 42 years, and it never really looked on again once Dunn and man of the match Milner impressively provided Villa with a comfortable lead inside half an hour. Poor Jimmy Bullard, spare a thought for him, limping away in tears with yet another injury. And a late John Carew penalty completed an afternoon Hull will want to forget. Villa 3, Hull 0.
Well, it's all over at the Emirates. Time. And don't forget, you can get all the build-up and all the goals as they go in from 2:30 every Premier League Saturday. All you have to do is press the red button, and we're here waiting for you. Time to get the full classified results with Tim Gudgin now.
In the Barclays Premier League, Arsenal 2, Stoke City 0. Aston Villa 3, Hull City 0. Blackburn Rovers 0, Liverpool 0. Manchester City and Chelsea kick off at 5:30. Portsmouth 2, Burnley 0. West Ham United 0, Manchester United 4. Wigan Athletic 2, Birmingham City 3. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Bolton Wanderers 1. And on to the Coca-Cola Championship, Blackpool 1, Barnsley 2. Bristol City 0, Ipswich Town 0. Cardiff City 1, Preston North End 0. Latest score, Crystal Palace 0, Doncaster Rovers 3. Derby County 2, West Bromwich Albion 2. Newcastle United 2, Watford 0. Nottingham Forest 5, Leicester City 1. Peterborough United 2, Swansea City 2. Plymouth Argyle 0, Sheffield United 1. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Middlesbrough 5. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Reading 2. And on to Coca-Cola League 1, Charlton Athletic 1, Southend United 0. Colchester United 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Exeter City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Gillingham 0, Carlisle United 0. Hartlepool United 3, Millwall 0. Leeds United 2, Huddersfield Town 2. Milton Keynes Dons 2, Yeovil Town 2. Norwich City 2, Oldham Athletic 0. Latest score, Swindon Town 3, Leyton Orient 0. Tranmere Rovers 1, Brentford 0. Walsall 1, Southampton 3. Wycombe Wanderers 2, Stockport County 1. In League 2, Accrington Stanley 4, Torquay United 2. AFC Bournemouth 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Aldershot Town 1, Chesterfield 0. Bury 2, Barnet 0. Cheltenham Town 2, Northampton Town 2. Crewe Alexandra 0, Lincoln City 0. Darlington 0, Bradford City 1. Grimsby Town 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Hereford United 0, Notts County 2. Port Vale 0, Morecambe 2. Rochdale 3, Macclesfield Town 0. Rotherham United 2, Burton Albion 2. In the Blue Square Premier, AFC Wimbledon 2, Gateshead 0. Barrow 1, Hayes and Yeading United 1. Chester City 0, Luton Town 0. Eastbourne Borough 2, Cambridge United 2. Forest Green Rovers 1, Ruston and Diamonds 0. Histon 0, Altrincham 0. Kettering Town 1, Salisbury City 2. Mansfield Town 0, Grays Athletic 0. Oxford United 4, Ebbsfleet United 2. Stevenage Borough 2, Kidderminster Harriers 0. Tamworth 0, Crawley Town 1. York City 2, Wrexham 1. In the Clydesdale Scottish Premier League, Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0. Dundee United 3, St Mirren 2. Falkirk 1, Rangers 3, Hibernian 2, Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 0, Kilmarnock 1. In the Arnbrew Scottish Division 1, Ayr United 1, Dunfermline Athletic 0, Partick Thistle 0, Dundee 2, Queen of the South 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1, and the match with Wraith Rovers and Airdrie United postponed. Scottish Div 2, Clyde 1, Arbroath 0, East Fife 0, Alloa Athletic 2. And in the Scottish 3rd Division, Allen Athletic 3, Queen's Park 1, Berwick Rangers 2, Elgin City 0, Forfar Athletic 2, Albion Rovers 2, Livingston 3, Stranraer 0. In the Active Nations Scottish Cup 3rd round, Stenhousemuir 5, Cove Rangers 0. In the 3rd round replay, Brecon City's match with Wickham Academy postponed, Dumbarton 0, Greenock Morton 1. In the Welsh Premier, Aberystwyth Town 2, Rhyl 2, Carsws 1, Bangor City 3, Gap Connors Quay 3, Newtown 1, Haverfordwest County 0, The New Saints 0, Port Talbot Town 5, CPD Portmarnock 0, Welshpool Town 1, Llanelli 2.
Just a couple of late kickoffs to tell you about. One in the Championship, and Crystal Palace have gone down by 3 goals to 0 at home to Doncaster Rovers. In League One, Swindon Town have beaten Leyton Orient 3 goals to 2. Let's have a little look at the tables. Then Chelsea, of course, have Manchester United on their mind today. The leaders face City in the 5:30 kickoff. United have narrowed the gap at the top to 2 points. Arsenal move ahead of Tottenham, who play tomorrow, while Villa's victory means they swap places with Liverpool. Portsmouth were briefly off the bottom following their lunchtime win over Burnley, but they're propping up the league again as a result of Wolves beating Bolton. No change just above them, with West Ham, Hull, Wigan and Burnley all losing. Everton, of course, host Spurs tomorrow. Newcastle stay on course for an immediate return to the Premier League after their 8th win from 10 home games. The Magpies are now 4 points clear at the top after Derby scored a late goal to deny second place West Bromwich Albion all 3 points. Nottingham Forest thumped East Midland rivals Leicester 5-1 to strengthen their grip on a playoff place. Leicester, Cardiff and Middlesbrough complete those places. Peterborough remain bottom after a dramatic draw at home to Swansea. The Posh, however, closed to within 2 points of Plymouth after Argyle lost at home to Sheffield United. Ipswich remain in the drop zone following a goalless draw this afternoon. Leeds still have a healthy lead at the top, despite Charlton gaining 2 points on them this afternoon. Norwich and Colchester both won to consolidate 3rd and 4th places, while Swindon are up 4 places to 6th. At the bottom, Stockport are now bottom, with previous incumbents Tranmere winning. Victories for Wickham and Brighton edged them closer to Oldham, Leyton Orient and Brentford, all of whom lost away today. In League 2, Rochdale's 5th straight league win keeps Keith Hill's side at the top of the table. AFC Bournemouth also won to stay hot on their heels. Rotherham held at home by Burton, but they stay 3rd. They hold a 2-point lead ahead of the chasing pack, led by big spending Notts County. Darlington have been cut further adrift at the bottom after their 16th defeat of the season. Steve Saunton's men are now 11 points from safety, and Grimsby also in deep trouble after drawing. They remain 4 points away from their local rivals, Lincoln. The top 4 there in the Blue Square Premier League, led by Oxford United. They won again to consolidate their lead at the top. Chris Wilder's men are still unable to shake off Stevenage, who also won to remain within striking distance. At the bottom, troubled Chester City fought off threats to throw them out of the league yesterday and responded with a battling point against Luton. And in the SPL, the top 4 all won, so Celtic remain 2 points clear of Rangers and Hibernia, with Dundee United a further 2 points behind. Falkirk stay bottom, Kilmarnock move above Hamilton, who host Hearts tomorrow. Your performance of the day, Les?
Mine would have to be Andrei Sharvin for Arsenal. Played up front on his own, and he was fantastic all game. You know, got a penalty, was always a threat, and I worried.
No need to go shopping in the January transfer window. Matt?
James Milner for Aston Villa, scored the first, set up the second, playing central midfield, unfamiliar position, but he's very versatile. James Milner.
Kanu came on, changed the game again for Portsmouth like he did in the midweek, and made all the difference, set up the 2 goals, and very, very good. And actually it's won a very important game for Portsmouth as well.
My performance today, I can't separate you 3, all brilliant. That's just about it on BBC One. Don't forget, we carry on with reaction, interviews and goals on the red button. Hopefully we'll see you on the red button. If not, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.